Welcome back, everybody! Welcome to another episode on the Legendlands. So, what do I got for you guys today? We are doing these rooms over here. We're moving to another side of the castle. If you guys want to see what all the other rooms are about, go watch my previous videos. We are starting this room over here, I think. Well, we're starting these rooms. So what rooms do we have? We have the silver room, or the dishes room. We have the kitchen, and we have the loading dock over here. Also kind of a pantry kind of situation. I'm not really fully sure. I'm just recreating something, sort of. Very, very sort of. Also, as you guys can see, I have already looked at my palette. So these are the blocks that I'll probably be using within the zones. They're not the only blocks I will be using. However, this is the required palette that I am allowed to use. We'll figure it out as we go along. Alright, so we have all of the stone walls in, which is perfect because that allows me to get started on the rooms. Now, which room shall we start with?
Alright, so we may have gotten a little started, but I promise you guys that, it's not very much. We got the floor in, so ta-da, that is floor, and we have just some shelving in, just a little bit. We still have, the walls to put in, as well as the ceiling, as well as more shelving. We need more shelving. Keep in mind that this is the dishes room and that it would not actually... there's no real dishes in Minecraft, so I can't really put anything too much in. I will do my best, as you guys know, but it does get tricky. There would be plates here. There would be cups here, and there would be glasses up here, and they would be for various functions. So let's say you're having a small dinner party, there would be glassware here for it. You're having a large dinner party, there would be glassware here for it. And if you were just wanting regular household everyday kind of glassware, it would be there.
I like the ceiling. It looks so good. The dishes room would be absolutely the place where they would remind the person who is in charge of the silver and the plates and all of everything that they work for the Kingdom of Souls. So they absolutely need to be on their best behavior and not steal anything in here. So I absolutely think that this would be the appropriate place to have a reminder as to who you work for. Just a reminder of you're taking pride within this kingdom. As you guys can see, I need to put some walls in here, and we need to put in some obvious lighting, because, yeah, frog lights don't cover it. And just like that, we are done. I really like how this room came together. You've got all the plates and everything that would be sitting right here. And you've got your drawers of silverware and everything that you would need. We have tables here for people to situate themselves. And then I love how the ceiling with the chandelier came together. I love how this room looks. It is one of the more simpler rooms. Again, this is just to hold your dishes, and this feels like a superiorly opulent room. I absolutely love all the detail, and even though it feels I could add more, but at the same time, why would I? If I was to add plants here, it would just be first of all, why is there a plant here? Second of all, how is that plant alive? It's clearly a dead plant, which then serves no purpose as to being in here. There's nothing in here that shouldn't be in here. This room would be under lock and key, and only the head steward person head butler, whatever it is that they would have. You can let me know in the comment section down below what his name would be. He would be the only person that has access to this room. He has the key. It has to be through him, because this room, it would hold all of your candelabras, it holds all your plates, it holds all your silverware, it holds all your goldware. This room would be as protected as the crown jewels, basically. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to our next room. Let's go. A simplistic but yet very important loading dock. Let's get this started.
Alright, so this is all of the requirements that are required for this room. Now, obviously, I'm not going to keep it looking like this. I got plans, and yeah, this just 4 walls and a floor and a ceiling do not cut it. No. Okay, let me go get to those plans. Interesting. So obviously we have 2 choices with the pink wood. We have jungle wood and then we have cherry wood. I like the jungle wood doors more, but I like the cherry wood kind of for the cabinets. I think that the cherry wood blends a little bit easier into the wall behind it. So if I kind of wanted to make it disappear, then it is very possible to do so. I don't know. It's really hard. It's really hard to say. I don't know whether or not I want it to disappear or I want it to come alive, come together, do more. I got some thinking to do.
I chose the cherry wood. The cherry wood looked better, more accurate, so unfortunately I'm stuck with it, but that's okay. Because we got some spruce shelving in here, which still looks really weird, because you now have so many different colors. I am curious as to how I'm going to tie this all together and make it look a little bit better. This doorway is off-centered. The other option here was to have it way over here. So I did not do that. I kind of made it just a little off center. It's going to play with your minds a little bit. This doorway, however, is centered, and that will be okay for you guys. Obviously, this place needs a ceiling, and we need a bit more in here to fill it out, as well as lighting. So I got my list. Let's get to it. Check it out, guys! Alright, so we have finished! I think it looks great. I think it looks simplistic, but again, it's a loading dock, so why wouldn't it be simplistic? And it's a reminder as to who owns the building, which is why we have the ceiling. When you enter into here, you should know that it is the Kingdom of Souls castle. We got that in. We've got all of the little knickknacks on the shelves. We've got some pallets of stuff over here. We have even a logbook of all of the items coming in and out, and probably as to where they went and what time or whatever. I don't know. I'm not an inventory keeper. I really like the ceiling. I really like it. I like the walls, even though they are simplistic. I think it looks great, and we are headed to our next build. We are finally working on this kitchen. Let's go. Obviously, we've gotten started on the kitchen. We are also starting on the walls. I like how the floor came out. I was only supposed to use the birch wood, and I said no. Like I told you guys, just because I have this palette choice does not mean that I stick with this palette choice and don't change it up completely. But we're, installing windows. We've got to get the rest of the walls in. Alright, so we got the walls in, we got the floor in, and I really look forward to getting to do the ceiling, because as you guys know, I don't like to recreate anything fully. I mean, I do. I really like recreations, but at the same time, like, when I get to just work on a ceiling, that's my favorite thing, because everybody neglects ceilings and I don't. And so yeah, we're gonna have some fun with the ceiling. I look forward to it. But as you guys can see, we are also still needing a lot of things. Counters. This is a kitchen, everybody. And, the kitchen requires appliances and all sorts of things. So we're going to put that in and it's going to look fabulous.
This is really interesting. Well, I mean, I really like the ceiling. We're talking about the lightness to the darkness here, because typically when I am doing these, I'm working from the ground and then I go up and then yeah. But this time I worked with the lighting from the top, and now I'm gonna have to go down, and I still don't have any idea as to what I'm going to do for that. But I do like the ceiling quite a bit. I hope you guys like the ceiling quite a bit. I think it will match a lot nicer when I have everything in.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think that it allows the viewer to get a little bit of rest for their eyes, which is really nice. Whereas the other block kind of just it's too much. It feels like it's too much. And also, as much as I love it, it kind of clashes with the rest of the room. So, we're gonna install the muddy mangrove roots and we will be right back. Alright, so the kitchen is done as far as I can figure out. I don't know what else I would add to it besides a huge amount of food. I would add a huge amount of food. And cups and glasses and jars and jugs and everything like that. Which, I have, but like a kitchen should be like a cluttered mess almost. But as you guys can see, we've got the tables in, we've got all of the pans and everything, and we've got a cauldron on the fireplace. Well, technically an oven, but and we've got all the jugs of water, and we have some cauldrons over here, and yeah, fairly simplistic. I honestly, if I could add food elements, I would absolutely do so. Basically, you would grab all your ingredients from a pantry, and then you would prepare all the ingredients in here. And everybody would have their own station. So you've got the cake station, you have meat station, you have a veggie station, you have a fruit station, I guess bread station. I don't know. I don't know these things. I just make them. But yeah, so we've got all the cups and stuff on the walls. I really like how the ceiling turned out. I think it was a much needed change from what it previously was. I like how the chandeliers turned out. And as always with the doors, I'm not sure fully how they're gonna come out, or what I'm going to do with them. I like to put them as long as I can, and so I'm not going to do them right now. You will see them eventually, though. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Comment down below if there's anything you guys want to add, or anything that I missed, or anything you think would enhance the build. I'm always listening. And subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a like if you liked the video. Steer us in that darkness, guys.